Yes, guys, welcome to the College Channels podcast. I hope you all are good. First thing first, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We're getting closer, guys, to 800 subscribers. So, guys, before ending the stream, make sure at least we get 750 subscribers. That will be very amazing, guys. So, today's stream is all about Leicester City versus Chelsea game that played on Saturday. I couldn't have time to watch this, to do the review and everything. Even the watch along, I enjoyed doing watch along, but my hands were tied. I was not available. But again, so stay in tune, guys. Welcome to the channel, and hopefully, we'll do more streams because we're getting so many games from now until March. So more content on your way, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's very, very important. So meanwhile, I'm waiting for other people to come here. Let me do this. So bear with me, guys. I'm here. Just need to do something. Okay. So this is the lineup against Leicester City, which was very, very interesting because we never saw Barichile starting a Premier League game so soon. But again, the reason why he started the game was because we had no Malo Gusto and Petro Neto were both not available. As we know, Rhys James is not available due to injury. We're just waiting for the media and everything to update us about his injury issues. So hopefully it's not a big injury because we need our captain. We need Rhys James, but we all know that he got so many injury issues. So this is the lineup, guys. We had Robert Sanchez, who had the lowest rating. And I understand why he had the lowest rating because this guy is so awful. This guy is so awful. Man, this guy is so awful. We need to sell this guy. Unfortunately, we need to sell this guy. We need to sell Robert Sanchez because I'm fired up with him. To be honest, I'm so fired up with him. We need to sell him. Hopefully our club can see the light and we sell him. So like I said, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel if you're new. So in terms of defense, we had Marco Corella as a left back always, Fofana right back, Levi Colon and Barichile both center backs. So man, I'm happy about it. Big up, Myra. As always, bro, I'll just send you the link. If you're free, you're most welcome to join because I enjoy it when you're here. So I'm just waiting for time also to give us an update about this show. Hopefully it's going to be available later there. And I'll try to be there also. Big up, Myra. As I said, we have both Levi Colwell and Baron Barichile. We had Moses Caicedo as a lone DM. We had João Felix, Palma, Enzo Fernandez, Noel Madueke, and Nicholas Jackson. Ah, man, what a performance by this guy. Oh, man, my boy. Enzo Fernandez. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. 1 goal, 1 assist. His performance was amazing. So I'm just waiting for the guys to come in, but let me say this. Let me show you how was the technical setup of the game. This is the setup, guys. As you can see in the picture, this is the setup that we played on Saturday. As you can see, Robert Sanchez, Liver was center back. We had Bereshila here, Wesley Fafana here, Moses Caicedo here. We had Marco Corella playing this role. Sometimes he was here, oh man, this guy is so good. Even Enzo was helping Moses Caicedo sometimes he was here. Normally he was here. Moses Caicedo, I think he had a good game. Not one of those outstanding games, but he had a normal game. Also, this guy, Noni Madueke. We need to talk about Noni Madueke. So I'm just going to wait for other people to address the Noni Madueke situation. Because I'm so tired about Noni. I'm so tired about Noni Madueke. I can't lie. This guy is taking a piece. And people are saying we're too harsh on him. No. We need to be honest. Noni Madueke at the moment is not good enough. So hopefully he can improve. He can do well as a player because it's not good enough. But I enjoyed the tactical setup, guys. I really enjoyed the tactical setup. So hopefully we do well. Let me do this. I just want to check his numbers. I just want to check his. Look at this, guys. I just want to show you something. That this boy is cooking at the moment and people are sleeping on him. I don't know what is happening with him, but look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Enzo Fernandez has been involved in 7 goals in his last 5 games for Chelsea, for club and country. 1 goal and 6 assists. What a player. What a player. What a player. And also, guys, make sure you go to follow Bluco Milo because always Chelsea, when he's playing, he gives us the technical, also the stats and everything. So we need to make sure we follow this guy. Oh, man. I love Enzo's performance. So we need to continue on doing this because we have a game again on Thursday. So I hope he starts and do his thing. So I'm drinking, man, cold water because it's so hot now in my country. But Dante, big up, bro. How are you?
Big up to Bego. Yeah, good, mate. Good. Just coming across. Hopefully, we'll get some guys coming across from Chelsea perspective. We'll let everyone know there that we're coming across. So hopefully they can come across and get some new subscribers and some more likes.
Yeah, 100%, bro. That will be amazing because I'm getting there. I'm getting closer, but I'll be patient.
All right, we'll get there very soon. We'll hit it. We'll hit that target very soon, and from then on, it'll be a little bit easier. So hopefully, yeah, we get there.
Yeah, 100%. Even Myra says Enzo Fernandez was exceptional, 100%. But I need you on the panel, Myra, to express your feelings because you're always a panelist. So I don't want you talking on the chat. I want you here explaining to us why you say Enzo Fernandez is exceptional because you be quoting one of the players, even Moses Caicedo. You are not one of his fans. Now he's doing very well. You are praising him. So we need to hear to explain your thoughts. So Dante, let me share this because we need to talk about the game. This is the lineup.
I love your wallpaper there, Tobago. That looks good. Is that the one you created?
Yeah, the one I created for the Chelsea's perspective competition. So after that, I've loved it because even on the background. It shows so nicely. So that's why I'm using
It
it.
is, yeah. It looks amazing, and it looks like you've got that Indian thing right on your head, or that African tribe, or sorry, not Indian,
Yeah,
African
African.
tribe. It's like right on top of your head.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks
So
amazing. Well done.
yeah,
I think that
yeah,
one should have won, in my opinion.
yeah. The other guy was amazing because I don't know how he won, but again, congratulations to him. Hopefully, one day we meet soon and to the next competition
We
because
know why he
um,
won. Coach rigged it. It's rigged, Tobago. Coach what he does with panels. Sorry, with all the what are they called? What did I say? Sorry, I can't think at the moment. I lost my train of mind there for a second.
yeah,
With all the what is it called? What are they called? Oh my god, can't remember now. Um, anyway, yeah, it was rigged. Anyway, don't worry, it was rigged. Coach rigs everything.
and we have Chelsea session. Big up time, bro. I hope you're good, bro. And please share the link of your channel so that people can also subscribe to the channel because we are family. Coachella raised us very well, so we need to support each other.
Big up, Ty. Big up, my.
Yeah, big
That
up
looks
time.
cool, Ty. You got a nice new. He's got a new look, like a new badge
New
as well. A
logo.
new.
Yes.
He's rebranding it. That looks nice.
Yeah, it's very. I've told him it's very nice, but again, I like the old one. So, but again, we'll get used to the new one. So I've told him not to worry. You're going to get used to the new one. So he must not think about that a lot because all we care about is his content. We're going to watch him. That's it.
Pretty much.
So, so, so Dante, what's your overall thoughts about the game on Saturday? Because I know it is Monday, people are over it, but again, we need to address it. So, what is your overall thought about the
Hmm.
game?
Yeah, look, I love the approach we took with the attacking lineup. We did say that when we did the pre-show and stuff that we can only hope that Maresca changes it up and goes really attacking for these games, so we can really go at teams from the start and get that early goal first and be in charge of the game. And that's exactly what he did. Out of possession, we had the 3-1-5-1. Basically, it was really good to see. Very happy with that. We've talked about this a number of times with you, Tobago, on here as well, that he did that at Leicester a few times as well. And we've got so many players that can do that so well for us if we play that attacking. And that's what we saw. So that was really good to see. Very happy that Maresca did that. And he did it very well. We controlled the game at the start. Could have had a lot more goals, of course. And yeah, after that, because Leicester, we did say they don't really sit back normally, but in this game, they're going to start really low block. And they started a very low block. They
Mhm.
basically were not moving. They were sitting so deep, so many players. But then after we scored on that, then they started opening up. They started playing their usual game. So they were a little bit at the end of the first half. They were a bit on top of us, but a couple of adjustments second half. Then we were back to being a bit more comfortable. Got the second goal, and yeah, in the end, quite comfortable in the end because. Really, they scored that goal, but even their goal at the end, the penalty, was really a consolation. And in my opinion, it wasn't a penalty because the guy tripped over himself first. So I didn't see that as a penalty. I'm not sure if you agree with that or not, but I thought he tripped over himself and fell down first. And yeah, I don't think he should have been. But the referees had a bad game as usual against us. They should have
Yeah,
had a couple of players sent off, especially one of them was so blatantly a red card that I don't know what more they need to see. It's ridiculous how that is not a red card. You can see it in real time, and when you slow it down, it looks 10 times worse, and they still don't think it's a red card. So I have no idea what's going on there. But yeah, overall the game, yeah, we did well. Great tactics, worked well. Could have scored a few more goals. That would have been nice to have a bit more goal difference. It's going to be important, I think, later on, the goal difference. So I think if we scored a couple more goals and didn't concede, that would have been a really nice feeling, a nice clean sheet, and maybe 3 or 4 goals. But in the end, doesn't really matter. We got the 3 points and we move on. But yeah, very happy.
yeah, 100%. I agree with you. And also, we have and Naomi says big up. and also says Sanchez needs to be dropped. Man, he is making our defense shaky. 100%, bro. We need to talk about the elephant in the room. So hopefully we'll get there. And guys, if you're new, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And also we have Myra. Big up, Myra. How are you, bro?
Now, big up, guys. How are you guys? Are you blessed?
Big
Yeah,
up, Maya.
100%, bro.
100%. Yeah, like I'm here to apologize to Enzo. So and also Caicedo, bruh. So here I am. Here I am, bruh. I'm releasing myself so I can be free.
Well done, Maya. It takes a proper man to admit he's wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
100%.
mean, a lot of people are not doing that with Jackson right now, so it's kind of fun in a way, eh?
Yeah. Eventually
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
but
see it.
yeah, just going to the game, bro. Like I feel like the team was had a good performance, especially in the middle, especially Enzo, man. Yeah, bro. Like he was so outstanding, man. Like the lot of recoveries this guy made, I think in the middle, especially when he was also advancing in the front. Man, he was too good, very good. And I think that's one thing people actually slept on is that Palmer was more advanced in the front because of Enzo. And remember, also coach said it like on his space previously, like um, Palmer was dropping a little bit deeper. So now Enzo came into the picture. Now Palmer was so free to like go into the front instead of coming back. So I'm impressed with what Maresca did on Saturday. I'm also impressed with Balache, man. Like, just from his form and just coming into Prem and playing like that, that's impressive. So overall, the team, I'm okay. I'm excited of how they're performing, and yeah. But we always know we have that one boss at the back, ish. Our uncle from Spain did the other thing again in the first half. So I think Sanchez is done, man.
yeah, 100%, bro. And Ty says to more likes people, yes, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, guys. And we have Coachella, the final boss. Big up, bro. How are you?
I can't complain, man. I'm sitting with have I'm not fully seated because I probably quite sure somebody will knock on this door very soon. But I had to come join. Even if I leave, I'd still come back if you're still on by the time I get done with what I'm doing, helping the boys get ready to be more specific.
Okay,
Yeah.
100%. So, what are your thoughts about the game, Coachella, on Saturday? I know the game played on Saturday, today's Monday, but again, we need to address the game because I think we played very well. We had a professional job rather than not overdoing it. We made it simple for us, and at the end of the day, we got 3 points, which was very important.
Yeah, EnzoMaresca sacked his replacement. I think they've sacked him already, right? Um,
Yes.
But jokes aside, it was a good
Yeah, they
performance
did. Yeah.
overall from all the players that got the chance. Even Nonomatic, it wasn't one of his worst games, but he could have done a lot better. The numbers show that he could have done a lot better in terms of his decision making in the final third, and the game could have ended with a much higher score line. We created get chances. Nonomatic blocked one, missed one. Cole Palmer missed one that I remember. The one that particular one that Jean Felix had to navigate. I think I can find dribble 2-3 players to get down the flanks and quick feet actually, and then put in a good cross that on his day. Cole Palmer. I was shocked that he'd actually did he even connect with the ball. I can't quite remember. So the performance was excellent, and also proves that the manager he's not bent on approaching every game with one particular approach. He adapts given the opposition. He tweaks things around. You can't say you figured Chelsea out. That's what thing that makes me happy. Again, he proves that by each game that he tweaks the approach based on the opposition. And like Dante did mention on Chelsea perspective, is that you could see that Kukurea inverted but not as he usually does. He was a bit, you can say, he played more, you can say, half and half, maybe half traditional approach and half the inverted approach. Didn't overdo it. We were cautious, probably because the manager knew that Leicester City will come into that game with the mindset that you can say our fullbacks will invert quite a lot and have a game plan in place to exploit that. But we ended up not playing in that manner consistently, so it didn't work for them. It was a good game overall, and one that makes me happy. That made me happy, so to speak.
Yeah, 100%. Before we go to the panel, Ty says Lampard was sacked by Chelsea because of a Leicester City defeat, and now Steve Cooper was sacked by Leicester for a Chelsea defeat. Yeah, we got our revenge, bro. So
Did
this
you guys
was
see Did you see the players? The Leicester City players went out, celebrated in a nightclub, and they had a
That's
big sign
crazy.
saying, "Yeah, they want
I
Maresca
miss
back.
you, Enzo.
I miss you,
We
Enzo.
miss
Please
you,
come
Enzo.
back."
Nah, it's
That's
not coming
crazy.
back. Nah,
Seriously.
it's not coming back. He's never coming back.
No,
Yeah,
not gonna.
and
But
there's
that's
no. Yeah, I
crazy.
know, we know he's not going back, but there's no. There's no more. You can say effective way or blatant way of saying our current manager is crap. We don't need. We don't
Yeah,
want him.
they really disrespected Cooper with that one.
My goodness, indeed they did.
I mean,
Oh,
coach,
well.
I don't blame them. Like they tried to ruin. He tried to ruin Andrew Santos. So like, I don't really blame them at all. You
Did
see,
Santos
so
get to play under him, Cooper?
I think he played like 1 or 2 games or so, but he never
I
had
think
game
no. I
time.
think he left.
Yeah, like that's like after in the January process, that's when he left.
Okay.
But that whole time he never get a game. He never. So like I don't really blame the players though. Like overall, Steve Cooper's not that type of a manager.
No, I think I saw
No,
it when Vardy came off. Did you see? He was it was basically cussing and yelling at the coach and not happy with it, the setup, because he was made to basically be ineffective that first half an hour, 40 minutes, just run around, and that's not his game. I think he wanted to set up how they usually play, a bit more adventurous. So yeah, he kind of used him very wrong and then took him off early, and he was not happy. You could see Vardy swearing so much.
they don't like him. Even
No,
the
I don't
guy
think
that
they did. No.
I went to his channel for the preview game, Chris, Leicester City till I die. He said he's praying for him to be sacked, and hopefully he gets sacked after our game. Steve Cooper, I don't know why they decided to go for him. I don't think he doesn't have a good record. If I again, the only thing I remember of him is him coaching teams that are almost always fighting relegation in the Premier League.
100%. Go ahead, Gandhi.
No, yeah, exactly what you're saying, coach. And he's just using him. He was using him wrong. They didn't enjoy it. The players didn't like it. Yeah, and they've been losing pretty badly. So yeah.
I think
And
the only
also,
thing. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
also remember, I had a video with the Leicester City fan, and I've told him that they should never hire this coach, Steve Cooper, because it's not good enough. He said he liked him. I said, okay, they're going to sack him very soon. Look at him now. He was sacked because it's not good enough. They should
No,
have
he's
went
not.
for maybe Graham Potter at least, because he have a Premier League experience and he made Brighton good. So they should have went for him rather than for Steve Cooper. So I don't understand why they didn't go for Graham Potter. But at the end of the day, they must go for Van Nistelrooy, which is a good coach. So let's see what will happen.
Oh yeah, I did read somewhere that they're already in talks with him.
Yeah, even Van Nistelrooy applied for the Coventry City job, but again, it seems like Frank Lampard is the favorite to get that job. So let's
Yeah,
wait and see what.
Lampard might come into this one as well. You never know now.
Yeah. So overall, this is what the setup that we've been talking about on the Chelsea perspective, that EnzoMaresca played 3-1-5-1. and even Maresca said it was on a cruise control against Leicester City midfielder because they were playing a low block, and we should have scored at least 4 or 5 goals in the first half. That is why I was so frustrated that we couldn't score more goals. So, like we all said, as long as we got 3 points, we are all happy. So, I'll start with Myra. So, what are your thoughts about the setup?
I think the setup is fluid. Like, I can see what Maresca is trying to do with the inverted wingers, especially. But now I hear the complaints of Madueke because in that certain position you have to assist, you have to contribute at least something, in that position. So yeah, I'm okay, but there's one thing that's bugging me is the double tens. Yeah, and Dante, you agree? I don't know if you agree with this, but like, don't you think we'll overburn our tens, like the players in the middle? Because now we're using Palmer, Felix, and Enzo on those games, using them as a 10. So I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if that's going to be it's gonna affect us in the long run, or is it like if it's gonna tweak the position, the formation. Sorry, but other than this, like, I think this formation is fluid with
Yes,
Caicedo behind.
I'm not concerned with regards to whether he tweaked things or not. As I did say a few minutes ago, that I'm just happy that he's not bent on using a particular approach for every game. He tweaks things based on the team we're facing next, and I think that will help him achieve success as Chelsea manager. My biggest fear is usually facing a situation where you look at how we play against such an opposition and conclude, yeah, the Premier League has figured that out, figured us out. That's usually the common phrase used to get that particular point across. So I'm happy. EnzoMaresca, for me, nobody can at any point in time say, yeah, Chelsea plays this particular way, and if you do this, you'd stop them. No, he tweaks things. But it's one thing is certain, he will eventually get it wrong sometimes. He will eventually maybe tweak things based on his belief that the team will play a certain way. The team comes in and play differently, then we're in trouble. But in most cases, I'm happy to have seen situations where you think we're in trouble, and then after the first half, even in game, as the game is still going on, he tweaks something and we'll start playing better. So I'm not concerned. I don't even. You can't say particularly that we've been playing with 4-1-4-1. Sometimes it's just you see 3-4-2-1, 3-4-1-2. He just changes things. Like yesterday's was it 3-1? What was it again? Something.
Yesterday was like three. I think it was 3-1-5-1 something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't use, or again, he's not bent on using a particular approach. He's fluid, and as we learn from Chelsea, from Leicester City players, he's always thinking, trying to he innovates, and those are the factors that define big name managers. I'm happy, so I'm not concerned. I'm just happy, really.
Wait, one question, coach. Sorry. So because you spoke about the tweaking thing, like, and don't you think we're overdoing it with Gusto? Because like with Gusto, right, we're doing this overload thing, and it's kind of not working out. So, like, when he's tweaking things, like, is it because like the player's not naturally like built to play in that position, or is it like because of his form? I don't, because sometimes when I see him tweak things, and sometimes majority of the time it doesn't work, and he did it with Gusto 3 times. So like it comes back to my point, like, if he's tweaking things, is it doing in a necessary way, or is it just experimenting?
Here's the thing. I disagree that doing it with Gusto hasn't worked. It has worked. Do you know the only aspect of him Gusto inverting that hasn't worked? The final product, like shooting. That I think that is clouding people's judgment, leading to them saying it hasn't worked. But every other thing he's done and done well. And you've heard the manager say that himself. The only thing he can so far is him scoring when playing in that position. He does every other aspect of you can say of that role of inverting. He does well whenever need be. He's there to complete the triangle to ensure we don't lose the ball, and he's also pressing very well, leading the charge for presses in most cases, leading to his teammate just waiting for the opposition player to make a mistake. So I disagree that it hasn't worked. It has actually worked. That's actually one of the reasons why we've been playing as well as we've been playing. Him, Kukurea, whenever they invite, they get the job done. The only issue is that, he hasn't found the back of the net. And in most those games that people were saying Gusto was bad, had he scored in any of them, I don't think anybody will look at those games and say he was bad. I'd like to get Dante's thought on this particular topic.
Yeah, look, he did. The tactic was good. I kept saying all along, the tactics was very good. It worked. We bypassed the midfield of the teams we played, and he got the ball. It worked. The problem was him not creating anything from that, like assisting or scoring or big or chances. From the 40 touches he had, we created only one chance that Gusto had in that forward half. One chance out of 40. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Obviously, that's not good. But yeah, the defensive side of things.
But does that mean he's been poor in fulfilling the role?
The offensive side of it, yes, he was very poor, 100%. He was
May
very
I ask
poor.
this? What's his main purpose in the inverting role? What's the main purpose? Isn't it to overload?
Yeah, but it wasn't it wasn't his normal inverting role, coach, into midfield, central midfield. It was inverting.
It was more like a 10 on that particular game you're mentioning, right?
Yeah, there was a couple of games in a row, yes. So the tactic was very good because we bypassed their midfield, had an extra player there, and he was the most involved player in those games. He had the most touches there in that forward half for Chelsea. The problem is when you create one chance out of those 40 touches in the 10 position, well, that's ineffective. So
would you, for that reason, say that it hasn't worked whenever his tasks are charged with, you could say, with the responsibility of inverting and overloading areas? So, are you agreeing with Maya that it hasn't worked?
It depends how you look at it. If you're talking about offensive, no, it didn't work. Offensively, it did not work. Defensively, it worked.
Overloading.
He was also there to pressure the ball build up when they start building up. That he affected that, and then he was able to get back into his position pretty well as well. Defensively, it was okay. Offensively, it was okay. Build up play, it was very good. Build up play to get there and bypass. But once he got the ball, he did not know what to do with it in that area, and that
was the final thought. Right?
Yeah, that broke up that was wasted opportunity.
And here's the thing. My point is this. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying it hasn't worked. It has worked because he helped the overloads. Sometimes you could say it leads to the opposition being confused and not being sure what we're doing. I think the manager is also confident that eventually the final product, the end product of creating more chances and scoring goals will come eventually. And so my point is this, and I'm glad you've heard again. You've gotten, you can say, maybe a diversified answer given the question you asked. My point is, I wouldn't go to the extent of saying it hasn't worked, but he needs to improve. And we know This is not something he's used to. This is something he's getting used to, and will eventually get better at fulfilling that inverted fullback role. That's just my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, not on the manager. Yeah. The manager put him in a position to succeed, and it worked. The tactic worked. It was the actual player himself, because he's not an offensive player, is he? He's never played there in his life. Yeah. So that didn't work. So you can look at it whichever way you want, but that's basically the details of it.
Yeah, thank you. We have a team new subscribers, so thank you for subscribing, bro. It's been a pleasure. So hopefully you enjoy the content. And we have the question here from Lord, who says, Maresca loves athletic players. So guys, please follow up this and then let me answer the call, guys. Thank you.
I don't think so. I don't think he loves athletic players. I think the most important thing is your technical ability, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. What he means, coach, as is they need to, and even you agreed with that. Reece James cannot play that role that Gusto plays.
No, when you say athletic, maybe he needs to break down his
Yeah, that's what he's
system
talking
even more.
about. I think players that can run up and down all day. They're lighter weight players, so that helps them a
No,
lot. They can do that.
but could this could be interpreted as Maresca liking again a lot of Galagas and Mason Mount? Do you
Not
get what I'm
necessarily.
saying right now? That's how I
Gallagher's a
interpret this.
powerful runner. He's a powerful guy. He's not like he's different. These
But
guys are
I
quick.
understand. I just maybe the question needs to be probably
Yeah. Maybe Lord
needs
can
more clarification. If you say he loves
clarify on that
athletic
one, but I think
players,
that's what he means anyway.
yeah.
Just with all this tinkering, Maya, to answer your questions, I think you asked about Felix and Palmer playing in that 10
Yeah,
position.
playing as a double 10. Yeah.
So what is the doubt behind that one? What don't you like about that?
No, I was saying, like, don't you think we'll overburn them, bro? Because like if you keep using the same system, right, the same formation, just like what coach said just now, like the teams are gonna read us. So don't you think like if we keep using the double tens, right, since we only have 3 or 4 creative players in our team, don't you think we'll overburn 1 or 2, and it gets to a point
Mm,
now it's not gonna work?
This is the first time we've played it in the Premier League, and we've played it against Noah FC in the Conference League. That was the other time we played it. So no, there's no overburning. We haven't played it at
No
all.
risk.
I've been
Yeah.
calling for us to play it, but yeah. So we finally played it against. I want us to play this against the lower block teams, the more bottom half teams, basically the ones that are going to sit back. I want us to play that because it gives us much more offensive threat, and we can put the game away earlier. Which, like, we pretty much, if we put those chances away, the game would have been over in the first 30 minutes. To come out on the front foot.
The risk that Maya is concerned about doesn't even exist because
No,
Maresca
they can burn out there. The
I
10
haven't
roll
seen him
is.
use one single approach in 3 games consistently. If you're
Yeah, he's
paying
not going to do
attention,
that, Maya.
yeah.
He's not going to play that. Aston Villa's next. He's not going to do this against Aston Villa. I can guarantee you that.
Aston Villa will not going to even play high line.
Yes, and then I get the argument of Maya, but again, against low block, we need to play this system over and over again because will make us score more goals earlier than making the other team adapt to the situation. They end up hating us. For example, how many times last season we played? I think it was not Brighton. Who's the other team? Man, the Vincent Company, Burnley, those kids,
Burnley.
Burnley, Sheffield, I think United, they equalized against us because we are so comfortable. So we need to play that system over and over again because how can you defend against low block team? Doesn't make sense. That's why Moses Caicedo was playing as a lone DM and moving Enzo Fernandez more forward to create enough chances. That's why we are saying that we are so pissed because we couldn't score more goals. So I get your argument, but again, I don't think we are overburdening our players.
If you don't mind, bro, I have to go. But I'll be back if you're still on when I come back. And I spoke with I spoke with Ty. He says he can't join the show, so you don't be mad at him, okay?
All right, take your time,
Okay,
coach.
no problem. Okay.
you guys.
Team says with rounding, the open play XG was 3-0. We dominated and deserved the win. This game was much interesting than it should have been. And then Lord is following up to his argument. Says, I mean fullbacks who will run the whole game and also technically and passionate. So what is your thoughts about it, Dante?
Yeah, I understood what he was trying to say. I'm not sure about too technical. Gusto isn't the most technical player. Cucurella, he's good with the passing the ball is very good. Can get out of tight spaces. They're not the most technical players though, but I know what you mean, Lord. Yeah, definitely running. Like we were saying, if Reece James as a right back to play in that role, he wouldn't be able to do that to play invert into the 10, run a lot, and then run back to right back and do that. He hasn't got that in him. He can't do that all game. A lot, but I know what you mean. That a lot of running. Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, 100%. So, Ty, big up, bro. Welcome to this panel. I hope you're good.
Yes, sir. I don't know where coach got that from. That I can't join. I don't know, but yes.
I
So, Ty, what is your overall thoughts about the game?
Well, I mean, we definitely deserve to win. Um, I heard you say something about we definitely we should have had more goals. I think coach said the same as well. So yeah, we definitely deserved it. We wasted some chances. We had chances being defended by our own players as well. So it is what it is. But it was a match that we definitely deserved to win. We dominated the first half, as you said. The second half it was somewhat more equal in other aspects. And even the ending of the first half, Leicester City had some opportunities. They were a much of a challenge to the defense in the second half as well, but we were able to get the win. And obviously there's other aspects such as players almost getting injured and all that, and somewhat of poor refereeing decisions. But I don't want us to be like other clubs who complain about the referees, but there was definitely some officiating issues that definitely needed to be addressed.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, bro. So, man, you know what? We should have got more goals. Like you said, it's football. And the interesting thing is this one. Leicester City, the only shot on target was the penalty. Wow. The only shot on target for them was a penalty. So overall, we played very, very well. So Tante, beside Enzo Fernandez and Nicholas Jackson, who was your outstanding player for you? Who played very well for you?
Yeah, look, let's go the defenders. Probably Buddy Shield was probably our best defender on the day. I think he had a really solid game. He did really well. Caicedo was solid as always. We know he's very good. He's pretty much putting the same performance in every game. Just a solid sort of rating. He's always been so he's nice and solid as well. But yeah, I think Badeshil stood out because we haven't seen this from him for a long time. We haven't seen him play the way we thought he might be finished. We think, we haven't seen this type of performance. So to see it again, that it's still there, that he still can do it, and it's not completely gone. It was good to see. He had a great all-round game. Did a bit of everything, ball progression, getting back and defending really well. Especially how we played with the only three at the back and the one midfield. So a lot of the times his passes had to bypass Caicedo and get to the forwards a bit more. So yeah, it was a very good all-round game. I think he was our best defender all round on the day. So I would give it to Badia Shield, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And Myra, what about you?
Yeah, I'll have to go with Nicholas Jackson. Like what I've seen so far from Nicholas Jackson this season, man. Like like I want to take my words, bro. Like this guy, bro. Like, Ish, like thank you so much. Like whatever he's doing, bro, keep it up because like the stats I see, like his shots now, his shot conversion is like 70%. I'm not sure if it's there, yeah. But this guy, if I think guys, this guy in 2 or 3 games is always contributing, right? It's either a goal or assist. If not, he's probably creating a chance. And this guy does it consistently, bro. Like there's no one game where there's one game he was off. I think it was the United game. And the Liverpool game he scored.
No, it was good.
But
No, yeah, sorry, Maya.
overall,
Just
yeah.
just to add to that,
No,
sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
only games he struggles in are the low block teams. He's been
Um
horrible in every low block team we've played so far this season.
I bet.
And I thought
Was
that would be the problem with Leicester as well. And besides the goal, because that was really nothing to do with the low block, the goal he scored. again, he struggled a little bit. It wasn't involved. Once Leicester opened up, then you saw his game shine again, because obviously that's his game. But I think that is still the problem. Low blocks. He's not effective, and he's not involved in low block when we play against low block teams.
So, like coming from back to Jackson, bro, like just question to you, like, do you think it's like when you talk about low blocks, like, do you think it's like his end game with low blocks, or is it like he's not used to low blocks? Because I've seen it with some low block teams, especially last season. It was actually good. There was 1 or 2 games it was actually good. But I hear you when you said Jackson hasn't been performing low blocks. So it just goes back to my question, like, is it like because he's not really good enough, not like proven enough to play good with low blocks, then in big games it turns up? Or maybe it's just like it's 1 or 2 days he's not really playing.
It's mostly space. There's no space for him to run into. The game's more compressed. There's not much space. He can't really do that. It doesn't drop as deep anymore because again, there's no space to drop deep because we're pushed up a little bit more, and he's just coming into traffic, so there's no space to drop deep. So he basically is just between the two defenders, the central defenders, and sort of trying to keep them busy. And it's just not his game. He's not into that. He likes to get away from the defenders, pull them out, go into spaces, left, right, back, forward, and then run into space. And so that's when you see him perform against all the teams that are a little bit open. Next week, Aston Villa, you're going to see him have a pretty good game. He should definitely start that game because that's the type of game for him. But against low blocks, he really struggles with space and the ball close to his feet, getting out of that space as well. He's not the best at that yet. Physicality is getting a little bit stronger, but still most of the central defenders, most of them, not all of them, most of them out-muscle him because he's not that muscly. He's not that big. He's not that strong. Yeah, so he's still pretty young as well. But that is why he doesn't do it in low blocks as much. And this season, if you go back to all the games, he was very ineffective in all the games. He hardly had a touch. He was the lowest touch on the field in all the games against the low block teams. He was basically invisible in those games for that specific reason. Hopefully that answers Maya. That answers the question. But yeah,
It
and that's
does.
why.
Fair point. Fair point. Now I thought.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see
Ty was
Nkunku in this game because I thought Leicester were going to set up really low block, and they did. The first half an hour, they were ridiculously low block. And if you look at it much, Caicedo, I mean, he wasn't involved, Jackson, as much. There wasn't space. He got that goal, which that was from a different, the ball bouncing, and he did very well. That was a great goal to see him use finally some more physicality, use that strength, and do that. We know he's a persistent player. He's an annoying player, so he's going to do that. So that was really good to see, and the finish was amazing. And again, very, very good goal. But if you take that away, that goal when they were in low block, he didn't do too much. Yeah. After that, yeah, they opened up. So he was very effective after that. He had a great game after that because, again, from the points I've mentioned.
Could I add something?
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, to add to that point that you made, Dante. As you said, the whole I wouldn't say the application, but the way that these teams set up and the players that are available. And you mentioned Nkunku being probably more ideal option because he's able to handle those tight spaces, use more technical ability. Do you think that if it was Nkunku that was playing over Felix, you'd have probably seen Jackson having more space because obviously he'd help to open up the how compact Leicester City were, and as you said, the whole when Leicester were able to open up more, and especially on the counter attack, he was able to offer a bit more. Do you think Nkunku would have helped that?
Hard to say because Felix had an amazing game. We're talking about the players. I was just going for a defender because I wanted to break it up a bit, but probably Felix was the other player on the field that had the best game. Look, Felix, as you know, he went central. Yes, it was the second 10 basically in behind. I think they did a great job, but I think maybe Nkunku could have helped a little bit, but it's hard to say. Like I said, in a low block like that, if from the start of the game, I would have played, and in the games we played already this season, the really low block teams where we just got by, or remember Nkunku came on and scored that goal in the last sort of 10 minutes when he came on against, I can't remember, it was Bournemouth, I can't remember which one it was. They had the low block as well. Look, he may be a little bit, but once the game opened up, I'll definitely have Jackson there. I don't think he made a difference. Maybe from the start, as they were so low block, maybe a little bit if Nkunku was there in behind a little bit, maybe. But it's hard to say,
Okay, sorry about it, guys. I enjoyed your conversation because I want you guys to continue. Like you said, I don't think Nicholas Jackson is doing very well in terms of playing against low blocks. Also, the goal he scored was an individual brilliance from Leicester City's lack of concentration, because first day was so soft, to be honest, and then Jackson overpowered him, and then the rest is history. So in terms of that, oh man, I was about to talk and coach says this.
I knew it, coach. I knew it. I had a little suspicion that agenda's coming out. Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
it.
of course, he has to say something like that.
but like Ty said, sometimes I think we need to try Nicholas Jackson and Nico and Kungu together so that we can see a different dimension. Also, on the Chelsea perspective, we said that Chelsea need a different striker because Nicholas Jackson, as much as he's good, Ariel is not that good. So that means if he doesn't have a space to run at, he will struggle. So hopefully EnzoMaresca will know what to do if we face another low block team.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the 210s in behind when we play these low block teams. I think that's now Maresca's kind of hinted at that, and when we did the previous shows on here and Chelsea perspective, we did say I thought he was going to go in this game. That was my feeling, that he was going to go with the more attacking formation, like he did against Noah, and that was the first time he really opened up. And we all thought, that's Noah FC, okay, but he did it in this game as well in the Premier League, and it was I loved it. I think it was great. It was brilliant. It was good to see.
100%. Guys on the chat, if you're new, please kindly subscribe to the channel. So I just want to talk about Marco Corella. I think Cocorella has been one of our best players this season. People are sleeping on him. And then I remember our fans wanted him to be sold to Manchester United when he was linked there, and the deal couldn't go through because our ex-manager played him, I think, in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, and then Manchester United pulled out to the deal. So I'd like to thank Mauricio Pochettino for that, because we almost sold Manchester United the player that they need. They're struggling with left backs, and we should have gave them one of our best left backs. So, Myra, what is your thoughts about Marco Corella?
Yeah, I mean, Cucurella started very well. Like, apart from the Euro performance, like he had an outstanding performance in the Euros. I won't lie to you, he had a good performance, and I think he grabbed that and he went with it with confidence. So I'm happy for him. It should continue. I mean, if Manchester United wants a left back, there's Chilwell for you, my guy. Like, come on, you see. But like with Cucurella, I'm very happy, and how he actually impacts on the game, because he's inverting and is usually in the middle. So I really like that, and it's because there was one time I think you guys saw the offside goal, and like who actually created that goal as well. So he's very, very important when it comes to offense, because he's that type of guy who can go to the dead area, create something, even score basically sometimes. Because I've seen him do that in Getafe one time before he came to the Premier League. So yeah, man, I'm happy for Cucurella, bro.
100%.
Can you imagine though? Yeah, can you imagine the fact that because you mentioned Manchester United, can you imagine that Kukurea almost went to Manchester United as well? You probably wouldn't have seen this Kukurea at Chelsea. It reminds me of how he started out on the Tuchel. I remember the first match, the way how he was moving and everything, how athletic and how much he was running up and down the pitch. In the match against Leicester City, it reminded me of his first ever game and how he was able to make those passes and cross it into the box and all of that. So it's good, very much so.
Yeah, even the header that Jackson and then Enzo Fernandez, he's the one that put that ball across to Jackson. Nicely weighted ball across to him, and Jackson got the header, and then Fernandez scores. So he was involved in that as well. And like Maya said before, the offside goal as well. So he hasn't just been good; he's been world class. I think he's probably arguably the best left back in the world at the moment. One of the 100% in form, European champion, was left back of the tournament. And has continued that form, not complaining, nothing, and he's been solid, like you said. Yeah, it's thank God he didn't go to Man United, and our ex-coach, yeah, he didn't like him because he has no height. We know our ex had a fetish with height, so he did not play him left back. But yeah, when it mattered, thank God he played him in that game, like Tobago says, because otherwise he would have been a Manchester United player most likely.
Yeah, 100%. So, guys, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. We are getting closer to 800 subscribers. So, make sure you subscribe if you haven't. So, tied to you. Noni Madueke's performance, bro. What is your thought about Noni Madueke's performance? Because I don't want to talk a lot.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! You started with me. No chance for me to filter my comments. I'm gonna be fair. Um, he wasn't bad. He had some good moments. He had chances, but uh, I'm still seeing problems with the way that he plays. I wouldn't say he's more so selfish as much as he was in previous matches. However, the way that he moves, the decision making that he has, for example, it sounds like I'm saying the words of a song. But the way that he the movement, the way he moves on in the attack and what he decides to do, it's a it's a problem for me, and especially the way that he decides to take on certain shots that he has. I cannot get past that cross that Jackson made, and he made a decision to try to volley it rather than to put his to try to head the ball. Those are the things that are problematic, and we always get away with it when we're leading, but in a circumstance where you need that all important goal, Madueke is not that player you can rely on because he makes the wrong decisions a lot. I'm not going to be bantering the player, but because he didn't have a horrible game, he had some instances where he was actually good. He created chances as well. He had a goal ruled out, which rightfully so he was offside. But he needs to he needs to work on certain aspects of his game still. As he's still young, so it's not surprising to me. But the fact that Cole Palmer, for example, is being marked out of the game quite a lot, I thought that he would have used that opportunity to try to run in more. He wasn't doing that enough, in my opinion. And I think that is something that he definitely needs to work on as well. So he wasn't bad, but he definitely needs to improve in certain areas. And in a match where it wasn't as highly competitive as perhaps other persons expected, he needed to have capitalized because it's been a month since he's actually been impactful consistently.
And then, Myra, to you, what is your thoughts about Noni Madueke's performance?
Yo, yeah, hey, Madueke, I hope you're listening, my brother, because, hey, I think now the fan base are crying, bro. I can't defend you anymore, bro. I really can't stop. Like, it's going to get to a point where trying to defend him, bro, I'll look like a fool. So, I mean, like what Ty said, he didn't have a bad game. I think he had a overall good game. There's one or two moments where he was in good positions, but like it's just this guy is the end game. And Dante said it at coaches live, and it was actually like a valid point. Like as a winger, bro, like let's be real, as an inverted winger, your goal is to like get assists and goal contributions. do the 1v1s, and like the most important thing, get an assist and goal contributions. And what have you seen from Madueke so far? I'm not bashing him. I'm not. It's like just like it's like criticism, like to him, and say, yo, bro, like I think he has to start, doing a bit more. I think the fans are demanding a bit more from him, because like you can't be like just only playing, just only for the basics, just for the team. You should actually do more, be outstanding, be that type of person who can be a difference in the game. And we haven't seen it for Madueke, you know, and that's why everybody now is crying about that. Pedro Neto right wing is more effective and all that stuff. And I get that, but it's gonna get to a point like with Madueke, like we cannot stop defending him, because if like he continues like this, he might be dropped. So I mean, I could say fair play for him for for playing good. Yesterday, I think there were one or two moments he had bad luck, especially with that Palmer goal, when Palmer tried to shoot and hit his leg. And yeah, I think like it's just in bad luck moment, bro. This guy is always in situations where something wrong is going to happen. The penalty thing, now the Palmer thing. Now even last week he went to the dressing room when he got subbed. It's just the attitude problem too. Disciplinary, the attitude is wild, bro. Like, I think Maresca has to be a little bit hard on him now. He has to be harsh on him. Like, like let him sit on the bench for 1 or 2 games, three, and see how he's gonna react to that. Will he respond again by playing good? Or will he respond like as usual, Madueke? But we'll see. I'm not gonna undermine the player because I want him to succeed. I want him to play well. But sometimes when it gets to a point, yeah, like I cannot really defend if you're not gonna do anything in the pitch. So yeah, my case on Madueke, yeah, he had a good game. I just want more from him.
Yeah, the boring part is that against Wolves, he scored 2 goals with his weaker foot, and he couldn't score that Nicholas Jackson chance. And sometimes the coach will say this: you can't teach a player how to react in those kind of situations. He should have at least maybe trapped the ball with his weaker foot and be composed and shoot, or rather pass his teammate to score that goal. So he needs to do more. And also, yeah, I think he got lucky because Petro Neto was not available, so he need to make use of these opportunities, because at the end of the day, sometimes these opportunities won't be there again when Petro Neto start to get more game time. So that's my only criticism with Nani Marweke. So Dante, what is your thoughts about Nani?
Alrighty, yeah. Well, I had my rant earlier about him. I'm not sure if I can go again that hard on him, but yeah. Look, there's some people saying that he had a good game. The only reason he had a good game is because we had a good game, and he made it look like he had a good game, but he did not have a good game at all, in my opinion. Yeah, that goal he scored, good finish, but that was it for me. That's about it. That's the only thing he did really positive. Other than that, yeah, look, we broke through them so many times, and the ball, once he goes out wide to Madueke, and the play broke down maybe 10 to 12 times. The play broke down every single time when he went out to him when we were on the attack, and we had players on the back post 3. We had players to cut back 3. And even if you wanted to go near post, Jackson was making those near post runs as well. But we keep saying it. His final finishing is one thing he's got in his head is to score first. That's what he's got in his head. I can see it all the time. He doesn't worry. Doesn't look up as much. His head was down on most of those crosses. His number one is to cut back and to shoot and to score. And it's very predictable. And everybody knows it now. I was excited at the start of the season when he started, especially in the Wolves game. I was like you said, Tobago scored with the right foot 2 goals. The defenders were like, huh? What? He cut on his right and he had a shot? They were like so confused. They had no idea what was going on. And he did it again. They were like, what? He did it again? that was the first time we've seen him do that ever. And that was my big criticism of him coming into the season. Work off season, work on your right foot and really, you know, add it to your game. You need to add that to your game. It's not working. Just the left foot and cutting in and shooting, it's not going to work. And I'm like, oh, amazing. If he's added that to his game, he's going to have a great season. Awesome. After that, we haven't seen it since then. We have not seen it. Every single time he goes, he cuts back on his left, tries to shoot. I think every game, if you look at, I don't know if there's a stat, but if someone can find it, I think opposition blocked like 5 or 6 of his shots, block his shots, him doing that. It is so easy to defend. It's not funny. And when he does get it on the outside, he doesn't know what to do with it. He cuts back again, or he balloons the ball over, or it doesn't even reach past the first man, and he's not looking up when he's doing it. So frustrates me so much that he's not doing those basics right. And yeah, he's selfish. He's a selfish player, and that's what happens to those selfish players. They only think first about what they want to do to go for the goal first, and then he needs to change that. It's not working, and I am disappointed at Maresca. The one big criticism I have is he's been playing Noni for the last 8 games in a row. He's had 0 assists in the Premier League. 0 assists for a winger is not acceptable. Doesn't matter stats, eye test, it doesn't matter. Not just that, big chances created, it's the lowest by far. So, I mean, what is he then doing? He's not scoring anymore. After that, he didn't score anymore either. He's not assisting. He's not creating for others. What are you doing? I'm not sure what he's doing then. He started off pretty good, tracking back and working hard defensively, but that's completely gone off as well. That's not happening anymore. In the Leicester game, I saw him just jogging around because I was paying close attention. You saw Felix when he got his chance. He's been waiting for this chance. You saw how he ran everywhere, was so passionate. He put in 100%, and you saw he's stepped up his game because he wanted it so bad to prove. Noni's not doing that anymore because he's comfortable. He's just not trying as hard anymore. So very disappointing in Maresca that he keeps playing him. I know people are saying, oh, who are you going to play on that right? Who are you going to play on the right? Well, we've got options. I know Neto was not available this game. That's fine. That's understandable. Sancho was fine, apparently, and he did come on. Sancho, we know he's very good on the right. He's done his best work at Dortmund on the right. He can play the right very easily. People are saying Mudryk cannot play on the right. Of course, Mudryk can play on the right. He's a left footer that can shoot with his right foot. He's both footed. He's left and right foot. What is Madueke? The same. He's a left footer first. So Mudryk can do that right. No problem. He can do it. He's a winger. He can play right or left, and he's got both feet. You saw the goal he scored, the right foot, that amazing goal he scored. That was a right foot rocket. He's got a really good right foot as well. In my opinion, way better than Madueke's. So he can play there. At the moment, I would even put Tyreek George. I'll give him those minutes if I could. It shows that he really wants it. Even get him going. But low block teams, I keep saying it. Palmer can play on the right wing against low block teams very easily. We saw that last season. He did that quite a lot, and he was very effective because you've got players in behind you can play. You can play Felix in that 10. You can play Nkunku if you want with Felix in that 10. So you've got players that can play in that 10 role. KDH can play. That was his position at Leicester, where he scored so many goals and assisted. That's where he played in that attacking 8/10. He hasn't played that yet for us. He can play there in that position. Even Carney Chukwuemeka, for example, he can play in that position very well. There is plenty of options. When people say there's no options, there's plenty of options that you can change it around. So yeah, very disappointed with Maresca that he keeps playing him. I have no idea why. So hopefully, also the attitude, like you guys said, his attitude is not the best either. When he got subbed off a bit earlier, he went to the toilet. Yeah, that's rubbish. It's nothing to do with the toilet. He was pissed off. You can see he was upset when he went off. Nothing to do with the toilet. He's lying about that one. 100%. He didn't do the toilet. Knowing when I played, you don't go to the toilet. That doesn't happen. That does never happened to me in my career once ever, and that does not happen. I've never known a player to do it ever, never. So yeah, that's a lie. In my opinion, he's lying there. So that's another red flag. He's not taking accountability, and in my opinion, he's lying about that as well. And look, I think he needs to sit down. Maresca needs to be hard with him now, and we've got European games coming up. Play him there. Let him play there. Prove yourself again. get back in form, show that you deserve to be there. And I just think he's got it a bit too easy the last few games. And I keep saying it, Maresca's, playing a dangerous game with that because he's setting a precedence for other players that he could, they can play if they're not informed, they're not playing 8 games in a row now. Yeah, that's a bit way too much for me. And that is the one big criticism I have of Maresca. And that's it, playing Noni continuously.
Could I add something, Tobago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you're welcome, Ty.
Yes. Dante said that he doesn't know if he had any more energy to to to
I don't know if you heard me on
but
Coach's
I
channel. I
think
went off much more passionate.
yeah,
I took it easily here.
yeah, but you still had energy. But I guess you anticipated, because I was gonna ask you about the other options that we have, and then you mentioned them. So fair play. But yeah, that's the truth. And I do feel I don't know. I want to propose this. Do you think that Maresca has favorites already?
It appears that way for him. For Noni, it appears that way, to be honest. The Sanchez one I understand in a way because, Jorgensen, didn't have a preseason, came late, a little bit different circumstance. Yeah, I can understand that a little bit more. Even even though that needs to be made, that change as well. But it's a little bit more understanding to that one. This one, you've got a lot of options. There's a lot of wingers we have. A lot of attacking players can play there. It's not like, it's only Jorgensen and Sanchez. A big difference, yeah. So it's looking that way. I have no idea why. I like backing the player, but backing for 3 or 4 games, at the start of the season, Mudryk started when Mudryk played 3 games, I think, in a row or something like that, 2 or 3, and he didn't do well. He took him off. He didn't play since. Took him off. Work on your game. Conference League, blah blah. Slowly starting to get it back now, and coming on a lot more, and we might see more and more. But you do the same with Noni. Why are you not doing the same with Noni? So I don't understand it. It can only be that. I don't see anything else because the stats don't tell me anything else, and the eye test does not tell me anything else.
So that
yeah, he would have done that. Yeah.
Coach said if he hasn't taken off, he take the dump on the beach. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's rubbish. Yeah, it's him going to the toilet.
Exactly.
That's rubbish.
That's why what Dante said makes sense. Because I mean, come on. So you're telling me that he was so upset that he wanted to use the toilet. That's why he went down so frustrated and upset. That's crazy. And that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Would he have done what I think? Was it Gary Neville? I remember there was an older player in the past. I probably wasn't Gary Neville. Who was it? I don't remember who. Somebody ended up going having to let out their dump in the corner on the field, and then he had to rub his body across the grass to do whatever needs to be done there. So it makes no sense, man. And people actually believe him. I literally saw persons literally saying, "Wow." For the people that judged him too early, he's given his reason. I'm like, are you stupid? Who? You're telling me that if he was played for the full 90 minutes, he was just going to mess up himself? I don't. People are too gullible.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I want to ask
Yeah.
Myra this one. I want to ask Myra the following one because it's one of those people who never respected this kid. So Enzo Fernandez at the moment for club and country already have 7 goals contributed for after 5 games. So Myra, to you, what is your thoughts about Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, hey. So okay, you proved me wrong, bro. But like I said, this guy glued me to being the next Lampard. So I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the World Cup Enzo Fernandez. We still need to get to that point. But I mean, the stats shows that it's been contributing, which
Won't
is
be the
fair
next
enough,
Lampard. No chance, Maya. Sorry, that's
bro.
not going to happen.
I
It's
mean,
different player,
we
different.
we
Yeah.
gave him a number 8 shirt, bro. Like
And that
that
means he
shirt.
has to be the next Lampard.
No, I mean, like, you have to do a bit more than him, don't you? Check, like, okay, like, apart from that number, bro, like, if you're wearing that number, like, you have to do something, because that number
The numbers are
actually,
not that significant these days, Maya. It's not players wear numbers that don't match their positions and how they play. That's not really. I know what you mean, but not in modern football. To be honest, it doesn't really. Yeah, it's not the same.
I'll take that, but like I said, bro, I still need to see a lot from him, bro. Like since the transfer happened, guys, like I won't lie to you, we haven't seen so much from Enzo. Like, okay, there were some games he's been, outstanding. Okay, the Leicester City game, the Noah game. I think this season has been pretty decent. But hey, so far, bro, like I just need a bit more from Enzo. Like the 100 million, bro, like hasn't convinced me that we actually bought a top class player. To me, I see from him is a good Premiership player, not a top class player yet. To get to that level, like I need to see, like, okay, is he consistent enough to give me those games? Like, okay, if I drop you and come back, give me those games, bro. And I think that's the fan base that they're asking that from Enzo. We kind of got it from Caicedo now, bro. Because we were all bashing Caicedo, we were all scapegoating Caicedo last season. Now Caicedo's doing it consistently. Nobody's talking about Caicedo, nobody's bashing Caicedo. So from my opinion, I want Enzo to keep on doing that. Like even if you have one or two bad games, bro, just be consistent, bro. Like you can't just have one good game, then you bad, then you have good again, then you bad. Like and you like for me, like the thing is, it's the price tag. Like I understand, it's modern football and all that stuff don't count, but like his price tag, bro, we bought him with a lot of money, G. So, like, and he's a World Cup winner, G. He's a World Cup winner, so it says a lot because I feel like this guy has higher ceiling. So, like, if you have a high ceiling, right, in your football club, right, you have to be a main star. You have to be like that type of a character in your team. And I don't see that from Enzo, bro. I only see it from Caicedo now. So I just want a bit more from Enzo. That's my criticism on Enzo. I'm not saying he's a bad player, bro. He's a good player, but I want to see a lot more from him because we were so glued to that, 100 mil and the World Cup thing, and like it's frustrating. Same thing with you guys with Madueke, right? It's the same thing with some people with Enzo Fernandez and I too. But no, I think he's been doing very well. I think he does way better in the international sense because I also sometimes watch him in when he plays in Argentina. So yeah, he's very excellent. He does well in Argentina in the international scenes. But when it comes to Chelsea Football Club, bro, like you gotta do more, bro. Like I know I have standards, but like what I've seen from Enzo, man, like you have to do more.
Maya, how does he play for Argentina? Where does he play? What position?
I think he plays like more advanced eights. I don't think he drops a bit deeper, bro. Because Depau plays that deep in row, then he plays that advanced eight. So that's why I think he's more effective. Because like in attacking role, he does those things that we saw against Leicester when he's usually attacking, and when he's dropping deep and he's defending, he does that. So I think his perfect role is on the central midfield area. That's it. Not when he's playing DM with Caicedo. I think that's limiting him very hard, bro. Very.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but again, Myra, to be honest, Enzo Fernandez and Frank Lampard are two different types of players. So I don't think
Can I,
it's good to compare them. Doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
Can I just go ahead of Ty? Sorry, I'll go quickly because I wanted to add
Yeah,
to that.
yeah. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Ty. Yeah, look, so for Argentina, he plays centrally. He's got two hard-working players on his left and his right, like you said, DePaul, McAllister, or other. He's got his dogs basically that run and do all the work around him, and he sits a bit deeper. Sometimes goes a bit, but he's the one that sits deep. Yes, Mario. So he's that sitting player that controls the game. Everything goes through him, and he's got his two workers next to him, left and right, that do all the work, that are runners, that run up and down all the pitch, all the game, and do all the dirty work around him. So it's the setup, the way you're playing as well. It's very important. We're not playing that way. hence why he does very, very well for Argentina, because he's put in a position to succeed, and they're using his strength with the players they have, and that's why he does very well there. It's not quite the same at Chelsea. We haven't used him like that, and occasionally we've used him. I think this is 3 times this season he played that deep lying playmaker sort of position, and all 3 times he was arguably the best on the field, because everything went through him. He controlled the game. So it is very, very important where you play him, how you play him. He's a world-class player. He's still a little bit young, but you got to have the right team around him and the right profile. That's the big thing. And a lot of our managers did not use him correctly, and it was all over the place. And yeah, well, most of our team was all over the place, to be honest, not just him. So that's my argument to it. I can see he's a world-class player to me. He's not just good, he's a world-class player, and he proved that on the international stage, the toughest stage against the best teams. He's proved that. So, and I've seen it in many Chelsea games as well. So I think he can definitely do it. It's just putting him in the right position to succeed. He can do it, and he will get better as a CM box to box. He'll get better as he, and probably, like I was saying earlier on Coach's stream, you only get that big running tank for a lot of these players, as in aerobic capacity, so you can run a lot more and do that box to box running and running into that to get involved. That comes after sort of this age, 23, 24. You start getting much fitter, much stronger, and you can do those runs and be that type of player. So you're going to see that more and more from him, in my opinion, going forward. But yeah, like I said, it depends how you use him. So that's sort of my argument behind it. But I agree, he's not a defensive, he's not an amazing defensive player, like a proper DM, traditional DM. He's not like that. He's not like a Rodri, where, he's a destroyer basically, and he's a big, strong, physical guy. No, he's not that. It's a different profile. The price for me doesn't matter. It's what we paid. We wanted to pay that. It doesn't matter. That was just his release clause. Yeah, people expect him to come in straight away and be the man, but you got to look at context, at everything that was happening at the time. Like I said, how we played him, what other players we had around at the time. There was a lot of things that go into it. So I get your point, and I've been on him a few times as well when he hasn't played well, but I still think he's a world-class player that, used correctly, he can be very good for us.
Yeah,
Go on, Tyrone.
Before you go to Ty, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel if you're new. So Ty, to you, what is your thoughts about, you were talking about Enzo, right? Yeah, so what are your thoughts about Enzo? And say whatever you want to say, because
all right. So Enzo Fernandez, the Argentinian midfielder that we spend so much money on for a variety of reasons. And as Dante just said, the price tag doesn't matter. I don't judge players based on price tag, because at the end of the day, they don't determine that price. And then there's also factors, as Dante said, that you have to take into account. Not just the fact that he won the World Cup, but also the fact that he joined Benfica in the summer before we signed him in the winter. So at the same time, and I don't think people actually think about that enough. You're buying a player also his contract. Sorry?
Yeah, that wasn't us, the club, paying that much for his release clause. It wasn't him. That was our fault, getting him like that soon, that quick, at that young age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. A lot of fans don't think about that. They don't think about the fact that the time frame between when he signed for Benfica and when we wanted to sign him, you definitely would be able to get him for cheap, or for a cheaper price that would make them happy. But for me, Dante and Mary will argue that he hasn't been used correctly. I think it's more than that. You talk about what he does for Argentina and all that. The roles are completely different. The importance of the roles are completely different. If you're not good defensively, that doesn't matter for your country, because you have other players who can do that. At Chelsea, is a case where he has to. It's either do all or you don't do anything at all. That's the situation, and I think. And I've said this before. I even said it on my channel. I said it on other people's channel. I don't think that he suits the Premier League in this current situation that he's in terms of how young he is. And that's you said that some of that comes with experience. And I'm not saying he will never be able to be good enough for the Premier League or good to play in the Premier League. But I do think that we've seen it when he played in the Conference League and all of that, and even against Leicester City, who are not pressing you as much as other opponents will. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do, and that is why he's able to have good performances in those matches, and that's why it's inconsistent, because in other matches where it's high octane, where you have teams constantly pressing, and it's about the midfield battle which midfield is able to maneuver the game, he's going to struggle because that's not who he is. And fine, you can argue that if you give him the opportunity to play more advanced, he can offer more because he has the creativity, he can make passes. We know that. We've seen that.
So
that's one of the reasons why we signed him.
Yeah. So what is the reason he's not suited for the Premier League? What is the main reason?
I would say the main reason is okay. So I think I've said this before. He's not Jorginho. I would never give disrespect to him in that way. And all love to Jorginho. He was very good for us and for Italy in the Euros prior when they won it the last time. But I think in terms of his movement, he can be a bit slow in terms of decision making. And I mean, and as I said, all of that comes with the fact that when you're facing off against teams that they don't because we agreed. Let's just say we're compact. They were deeper rather than trying to match us until probably some parts in the first half or the second half when they started to come out more. But I think that in terms of the fact that he has he can make good passes, but his decision making needs to be calculated. He doesn't have that level of experience yet. That's why I'm saying that it's not a case where he will never be able to. He's very young. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's 22, 23. That is something that comes with more experience in the league. You don't need those attributes in the Portuguese league because you have the opportunity to make the next decision or say, okay, I'm going to calculate this pass because
they're always
going
on
to
the
be
front
pressing
foot.
you. Right.
Yeah, and they're always attacking.
So,
he plays for a team that's always attacking, and they're always on the front foot. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Exactly. So in a case like that, you don't have it with Chelsea, and the way that we utilize our midfielders is about calculating what you need to do next in terms of not attack. It's about composure, trying to build up plays as well, and trying to be composed with what you're doing. That is something that I don't think he's capable of doing right now. But as I said before, the problem with when you don't play Enzo and you play Lavia and Caicedo is that you don't have that creativity between those two players because their mindset is going to be being a good support for the defense and also winning back the ball. They can chip in because we've seen Caicedo being able to make good passes, but that is not his game per se. He's more of a ball winning midfielder. Lavia is more of a box in a sense where he can win back the ball as well and try to connect from the defense to the attack. But that's not what you need in terms of creativity. So that's why I've proposed numerous times we find an avenue so that we can utilize Enzo and Lavia and Caicedo. It's an unpopular opinion in comparison to just playing two players. But I do think that if you want to get the best out of Enzo and you want to utilize him, because if you take into account the price tag, you're going to have to compromise one of your attackers missing out, or you have to find another way to utilize him. But I don't think we're gonna do that. So that's why I think he's gonna continue to struggle, and only against certain opponents he'll be able to have the best of games. Because I don't think he's
so Ty, just to conclude on that.
League.
So you're saying because he's slow, he's not suited to the Premier League? Is that the main point?
I wouldn't say okay. That's one of them. It's not the only reason because
you named a few, but I said, what's the main point? Why is that the main one that you think is it because he's slow?
The main point is the main point is that he, in terms of what he can offer defensively, and what you need to be able to do in terms of calculating your decisions quicker. That is the problem with why he's not suited to the Premier League, because the Premier League demands you to be able to make quick movements.
Is that IQ more?
Exactly. Thank you for a lack of a better term. Yeah, IQ is the word that was evading me for so long.
Okay, so he's not he's got lower IQ in decision making, or he's slow at thinking as to make quick decisions. His IQ, is that what you're trying to say?
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to propose.
Okay. All right. So it's not because he's slow; it's because his IQ to react more than anything.
Well, it's somewhat slow. It has to do with slow, but not a case in terms of
physically slow
his
and
speed
IQ slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I add
clarify
to
because I wasn't sure if you're talking about IQ, like decision making, quickly slow, or physically slow. So I just wanted to make sure I understand where you're coming from.
Can I add to Ty's point? So sorry, bro. Like I think this guy got IQ, bro. Like I see it from him, but like what Ty is trying to say, like, is a bit slower to like do things naturally. You check. Whereas in like in La Liga or in Italian football, you are comfortable in that type of area and that type of style of play to do that in those leagues. And when it comes to
depends what team you play for.
Yeah, facts. But in Premier League, you have to have a better decision quickly, bro. It's not like you take time with the ball. And Enzo, I think that's Enzo's weakness. He usually holds the ball too long and he takes time with it to release it. No, it's not like to say his IQ is a bit low. No, it's just that when it comes to the decision making, it's like it takes time to make it. Instead of like having that
is IQ in a way, Maya. So
yeah, like instead of having that instant decision making, right? It's kind of like when he receives the ball, he has to think to what to do with the ball. You know, in Premier League, you have to know what to do with the ball before receiving it.
I've seen on many occasions that he one-touch passes without looking and moves the tempo as he wants. I don't really agree with that. I think he against Leicester, I think you saw many times the ball's coming to him. He's already thought about the pass that he was going to make, and he's made that pass basically already because it's a one go. He's already made that pass.
So you're saying okay? So you're saying he's actually better in low block teams. So he's better when he plays against low blocks, but when it comes to mid blocks and high line, it's a problem in Premier League. Because
when there's more pressure on him,
if you're saying that, bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's more pressure on him, he hesitates to do something good. That's what we're trying to say.
But that's against style. I know what you guys are saying. I understand what you're saying. Just trying to clarify it.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but I still think he's got the IQ. I think his decision making is not slow. I think you can see that many times. He one-touch passes quickly, spreads it left, right, and the ball goes. So he's already thinking a step ahead, and you can see that. So I don't think it's that. Maybe a little bit slow, like you said, but I go back to the argument. How slow Jorginho, Fabregas, Pirlo, all these type of players, they were even slower than Enzo Fernandez. So, again, it comes down to how you're playing, where you play him, and what team you're playing him, and who you got around him. And Ty, you made a great point. The defense, what defense you have. And that's why also Maresca made the decision against those teams, that run we had, to not play him because our defense is completely struggling. They've been making so many mistakes and they're struggling. That's the only reason he hasn't played. But I think, I agree that he will suit more. Obviously, a lot of players will suit more, especially the Spanish league. And that it is slower, And if you go to a team like Real Madrid, you're on the front foot. Most of the teams are low block against you, so he would suit that better. But I think he can suit the Premier League very well as well, played correctly and having the right players around him.
I'm glad we're having this conversation.
That's why I said it. Yeah, sorry to cut you, Mary. But that's why I was making that point. Yeah, that's what's making that point about the fact that we have to find some way, if it's possible, to play either Lavia or Caicedo together and allow Enzo to still play, because he's not a defensive midfielder. He's not, and neither are Caicedo and Lavia technically. But in terms of being a ball-winning midfielder, those players can do that. Enzo cannot do that. He will try to chip in and he can probably intercept a few times, but that's not his game. So that's why I've been proposing for a while now that we either make the sacrifice of an attacker not playing if you want to utilize Enzo and get the best out of him. Because I agree with you guys about the fact where application is very important, and it depends on where you apply him. If you apply him to play deeper, he's not gonna do well because that's not his game. He didn't do it for Argentina, and he still doesn't do it for Argentina. He didn't do it for Benfica, and he still shouldn't have to do it now. But because of the team that we have, and we're still in transition in terms of creating a team you can trust defensively, he cannot be utilized in those matches. But against Leicester City, who are deeper, definitely. And that's why it's good that Maresca knows Leicester City, because he knows the capabilities that they have and how their defense is still not good enough. So those are things that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah. Wait, I wanted to ask Dante something. Like, remember that that Villa game that was Enzo Fernandez, bro, and the Liverpool game. Yeah, that draw, the home draw against Liverpool. That was Enzo Fernandez. That's the person we bought, bro. Like, that's why I have issues with this guy, because like we don't get this consistently from him, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't give us those type of moments in certain games where we know we need him very well, bro. So like, my question to you, like, what do we have to do for this guy to do that? Like, for us to, because since Ty mentioned that formation where we have to sacrifice an attacker for him to become more effective into the game. If Maresca doesn't do that, what does he have to do now so that we can see the Enzo that we bought? We saw it with Villa, bro. Like, I won't undermine that, bro. I feel like the Villa game, that was like one of his best performances, bro, that I've seen from Enzo Fernandez. Even the Leicester game, right? And the Liverpool game. Like, the Liverpool game was way beyond. I felt like, okay, I think we're getting somewhere with Enzo Fernandez. But in terms of like what I'm seeing from Enzo, it's just the inconsistency with that with the style of play he has, bro. So my question to you is like, what does he have to do? Does he still continue to do that, or when we're gonna see that type of Enzo again, bro?
Yeah, I think that Enzo, like you said, the Liverpool and that, yeah, it started very well, but I think we know what happened after that. He already got injured. So after that, he got injured a couple of games after that, but our ex-manager kept playing him with that hernia injury. So I think you saw a lot of inconsistency down to that, in my opinion. I could see it. I saw it. It was a big difference playing that Liverpool game, the first one. And then the games after that, a couple of games after that, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Where's he? What happened to him? So yeah, I think that had a lot to do with the inconsistencies, because the hernia, that's what happens. It's very painful. You can play through it, but it's painful and it flares up at certain moments. And he shouldn't have been playing, but yeah, at that level, you shouldn't be playing that. You just need to go get it fixed and get a little bit off and fix it. But he kept playing, and he kept playing him. Let's not forget, he kept playing game after game, cup game during the week, continuously. I think that's why you saw quite a lot of that. And I go back to my point. He was still a bit younger then. He was obviously 21 at the time. And like what Tobago brings up on the screen here, he covered the most distance on the pitch against Leicester, 11.6K, more than any Chelsea player this season. It's important. He's 24 now, 23 or 24. I think he hasn't turned 24, something like that. He's getting that now. He's getting that tank, I call it. That's what we call it here. The tank to run and to do all that a lot more. So I think this season, if you're going to see that complete inconsistencies like we did in that, then it's the player. But for me, the first 5-6 games where we played, we had very good games most of those games, and we won a lot of those games, drew a couple, lost the first Man City game, but he played very well, and he played in all those games, and we got plenty of points from those games. He was one of our best players in the first 6-7 games of the season, and then we know what happened off field stuff, and he got dropped, and he's back now. So now we'll see. I do agree with you guys, but I think that inconsistent was due to a lot of the injury last season and the off-field stuff. But I think if you see that same this season, the inconsistency, like really bad, like we saw it before, then it's more the player. But I think you won't see that. I haven't seen it that much this season. He was very good the first, like I said, 6-7 games of the season. We played pretty well with him, and he was playing, and we still created a lot of chances, and we scored, and we created a lot of chances with him playing against some good mid-table teams, pretty strong teams as well. We still did very well. Yeah, and then Maresca made the change for what we talked about. Obviously, wanted to get through that tough part of the schedule. Let's just get points. We're in a good position. We're high up on the table. Let's just keep it positive and keep it defensive. Let's cover for our defense because we know they're a problem. And we still got the results. It worked because we got the results, and we're still third on the table. So, but I think you will see him play a lot more now. Most of the games he will play. I think, yeah, you're going to see the best of him. He's that age now where he's should start entering his, not peak, but, be more, he can run a lot more Ks, cover a lot more ground, more stronger, more aerobically fit as well. So I think you will see the same. If we don't, then it's the player this season. If we don't, you don't see that. But I don't think you're going to see those inconsistencies the same.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. The debate couldn't stop. So I just want to
The debate goes
address.
on.
I just want to address the elephant, and then that's it, guys. So let's address this because I want to start first. I just want to give Dante at least a hope that Sanchez might not play. Sanchez is one yellow card away from getting a suspension. So hopefully it's against Vida so that he can rest and Petrovic can start. And hopefully Petrovic can shine and shine more until this guy doesn't play anymore.
Petrovic.
Not Petrovic. Oh my gosh. Oh man, not Petrovic.
What's a
Philip
Philip
Jackson.
moment from Tobago?
It shows,
No,
it shows that, bro, like we really need a goalkeeper like Petrovic right now, bro. No cap.
exactly, because I was watching the Strasbourg game. He played very well. Unfortunately, they lost. So Robert Sanchez is one yellow card away from getting a suspension. So Dante, what is your thoughts about his
Yeah.
performance against Leicester City?
I knew that he was a one yellow, and I'm like, please get a yellow card. I knew he was going to get a yellow. I saw him. He's trying to waste time. I'm like, he's going to get a yellow card. I'm like, just get sent off at the end of the game. Just the last few seconds. Get another yellow card. Get sent off, please. Missed a couple of games. But yeah, no. Look, he wasn't his best. He didn't do. He made his usual. I keep going. He's done a mistake like this every single game he's played this season. It just hasn't been punished. He did it again. We were nearly punished. Yeah, what I am seeing more though, the players are not happy at him more and more. Especially this game, it was quite obvious and evident. There was a lot of the players were screaming at him, not happy with him at all. So I think they're getting a bit more frustrated, the players as well, and obviously Maresca is going to see that as well. And when that happens, there's always a little bit of extra pressure, obviously, to make a change. So I can only hope. Like I said, Madueke is the big reason that's my big complaint about it. But Sanchez is probably one of the next ones, but it is more understandable. Like I keep saying, Jorgensen didn't have a preseason, came very late. He is very young for a goalkeeper, but he was bought for a specific reason, and I'm 100% that Maresca had a say in that because he wanted a keeper that is very good with both feet and can play and can do that role very well. And they identified Jorgensen as one of those guys, and I can guarantee you Maresca had a big say in that. He's very much Maresca's type of goalkeeper. The Leicester keeper as well that he brought as well. So you can see very similarities when you see them play. Yeah, in my opinion, he's much better than Sanchez. He's a better shot stopper. But the most important, he's got more IQ. We talked about IQ again. He's much more better in those situations. He doesn't make those silly mistakes like that. And he's got quicker acceleration. He's much quicker off his line. He does a lot of the basics much, much better than Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez is a bit too comfortable now as well. And look, he's done okay this season. Can we win with him? We can win with him, but we're not going to go too far with him. We're not going to challenge for a title with him. We're not probably going to win cups with him too much. It can happen, but it's not really going to happen. I don't see him getting better. He's 27, nearly 28, I think 27, something like that. He's not going to get better. His IQ is not going to change. That's who he is. It's just not going to change, unfortunately. Ty's laughing. Yeah, it's not going to change. So does he make an okay reserve keeper? Yeah, he does. He can be a good sort of reserve backup keeper, but not as a starter for us. We need to make that change. Maresca needs to make that change, and let's just see Jorgensen, see what he's got. And what are you gonna, people are saying, oh, you throw Jorgensen in now and he has a bad game, and oh my god, what are we gonna do then? You're gonna smash Sanchez's confidence, and then what are you gonna do? Recall him back?
That's
Yeah,
rubbish.
that's football. Yeah, that's happens a million. That's what happens if he hasn't got it, and not one game. You give him a run of 2 or 3 games. You have to, and if he doesn't do it, you make the switch back. Very simple. It is what it is, and then that you need another keeper. You don't just wait and see, and you just never know. So I think we need to make that change before the January transfer window to see what Jorgensen has and what he can offer. I'm confident he'll offer more and he does better than Sanchez. And that's just my personal opinion from what I've seen, and started him quite a lot when he came to us, played at Villarreal. He did very, very well. He's much quicker accelerating out of the box. He's much quicker reflexes. He's down very quickly, gets down much quicker than Sanchez. And his shot stopping because of that was way better than Sanchez stats wise. With the ball, it's not even comparable. He's way better, way more comfortable on the ball than Robert Sanchez. He passes the ball with more authority. And what does Sanchez do? This picture that Tabega has, he doesn't pass those balls with authority. He hesitates and he freezes. And yeah, that's what happens. And he's done that every single game, just has not been punished. So yeah, we need to try to make that change, in my opinion, before January, because I need to see Jorgensen, just in case he might not be that guy either, but we need to see that, because then we know maybe we can make a change. Jorgensen's still 22, just turned 22, so he's very young for a goalkeeper. So he's got time. But yeah, I want to see that change before January, in my opinion. Not sure what you guys think of that.
Yeah, 100%. So Myra, what was your thoughts when Robert Sanchez did this against Leicester City?
I was like, oh my god, here we go again, bro. Here we go. Like I said, guys, we're not going to go anywhere with this guy. We won't, bro. Apart from what Dante spot on, he said like maybe we win domestic trophies, but nah, bro, nah, man. Like, okay, this game, West Ham, Brighton, what other games he has made a mistake so far this season? And Manchester City, the first game too. Yo, this guy's consistent with making mistakes, and people wanna give him a chance, and I don't think this guy is actually quality enough to like when in terms of like competing, bro. Like, bro, with Sanchez, is one of those keepers like he's a mid-table guy, bro. Like, I don't think I've seen a goalkeeper concede a lot of goals like that out of mistakes, bro. Because when you check, like, with our goalkeepers we never had, like, good, decent goalkeepers. Only goalkeepers I know, 2 goalkeepers I know, we really had truly 2 really good goalkeepers was Peter Cech and Thibaut Courtois. And none of them, they did make mistakes, but like it wasn't like to the point where they were like really conceding goals every time, right? And this guy, bro, like whenever he makes a mistake, it's either a goal is conceded or we lose possession. And sometimes it's around the area where when the defender are under pressure, instead of like clearing the ball away or distribute it to one of your wingers, this guy wants to give the ball to someone that's already under pressure. And like Dante said, the IQ is not there, bro. Like, this guy, bro, like one day is gonna break my phone because there's gonna be a time where we're leading 2-2, and it's one of those games where we have to win to be in the title race, and you're gonna have a bozo moment like Sanchez or somebody to do those kind of things. And like I feel like there's no more time for Sanchez anymore, man. Just start Jorgensen right now. And I've been saying this, start Jorgensen now, man. Like I can't wait for him to get another yellow card. I don't wish him. I'm not wishing him bad, but like it's just it is what it is, bro. When you see a bad goalkeeper and it's like we're playing with 10 men, guys. I'm being serious. Like there are 11 players, but you only 10 in the field, bro. Like nah. Like I'm really tired of Sanchez now, man. It's frustrating. It's annoying. He's one of those guys in this club that makes me annoyed, bro. He's annoying because he keeps making mistakes, bro, and he doesn't take accountability. So I mean, if Maresca, I hope he sees that again. And like Ty said, maybe Maresca has that thing now. He has favorites now, because if Sanchez is making this kind of mistakes and he's starting, yo, yeah, I that's my conclusion on Sanchez. I don't think we can go anywhere further with Sanchez, man. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
What do we need? We don't need to carry passengers on the pitch. So Sanchez is one of them. None is getting there. We don't need to carry many passengers. So Sanchez should be dropped. And like I said before, the only way we can see Sanchez not playing for us is for him getting an injury, which I don't want any Chelsea player to get an injury. But if you have to go that route, unfortunately, Sanchez, you have to get in a minor injury so that Philip Jegison can play. No. We're so tired of watching your bosom moments doing like that. Oh man, I thought Leicester should have scored that bosom moment he did. So, tied to you, the last one. What is your thoughts about our goalkeeper Robert Sanchez?
Can you call him a goalkeeper?
Our goalkeeper.
Can you call him a goalkeeper because he doesn't keep the goal safe. He's not keeping the goal safe because no, and that's not me being harsh. And we all agree that he has the Bozo gene. I thought Badashil had the Bozo gene, but Badashil is not a bad pass of the ball. I don't know what's going on with him, but he can do way better. I don't know what happened. But yes, I want to be somewhat of an advocate. And I'm not going to say devil's advocate because that's horrible to say, but um, we talk about the fact that we had goalkeepers that we could rely on to be good at shot stopping. But if we think about it, Thibaut Courtois, he made mistakes as well. The difference is at that time, football didn't require your goalkeeper to be good with the ball at his feet consistently. Fine, we saw the importance of it, and then players like Edison and Allison set the precedence that if you have a good goalkeeper who's good on the ball in terms of passing it long distance and all that, then fantastic, you're good and you can play off from the back. That's what has changed. But with Sanchez, I don't know. I agree with you. I don't want to wish that he gets an injury, but that is the only way that we even got the chance to see Petrovic even start, because an injury took him out mid-game and we had to bring on Petrovic, and then that was what kept happening. And then after that, Pochettino said, "Okay, forgive me, Dante, I'm so sorry," but still, the ex-manager, he realized that Petrovic was the better option. So even when Sanchez came back from fitness, he didn't come back into the team, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that is the situation. Sanchez definitely needs to be benched now. There's no excuses. I don't get the whole theory that he will get better in time. I mean, at the age of 27, I don't know. Probably they're saying goalkeepers lost longer playing wise, and probably then he may get better. But I don't think that that's something that just magically improves. It's not something that you teach. It's about good decision making. It's about what you can do. And a lot of the times, one of the best goalkeepers are players who started out in different positions. I don't know what position he played in before, but your passing is not something that you get taught. It's about what you do. It's about how you believe is the best decision to make. And I think Jurgensen is way better than him in passing the ball. I've seen it although it's Conference League and all that, but under pressure, when Noah, for example, started to come and attack and try to get a goal or something, he was put in a position where they made a pass back to him, and he was still able to get the ball and to a teammate, and not out to an opponent, because that's what Sanchez does when he's in a demanding or pressurizing situation. He makes a quick pass, and we saw it last season. He would go out of the pitch and you go for a throw, or you would go straight to the opponent and it's back to trying to defend again. You cannot have a goalkeeper like that. And as you guys said, the best thing we can win with Sanchez is our domestic cup, and that's not something that we should be just aiming for only. Fine, yeah, fantastic. We win the domestic cup, fantastic. We haven't done that in a while, so that would be good. But if you want to get back into the title conversation, you cannot have a goalkeeper where you cannot trust him. And we can see that the defenders are starting to trust him less. And he doesn't command his box as well. So even the perception and the reports that I'm seeing that Jorgensen doesn't command his box, but Sanchez does. I don't think so. All he does is shout at his teammates for, oh, why did you do this? He passed the blame. He doesn't take accountability. So I don't understand the reasoning, and I'm hoping that Maresca will recognize that as well. Because if you want to get there, is a process, yes. But if you want the process to not go backwards and to not be taking 2 steps forwards and then 2 steps back, rather than 2 steps forward and then forward and forward, you need to actually evaluate your goalkeeper option, the first choice goalkeeper that you have, and recognize that there's another goalkeeper, despite not having preseason, because Petrovic did not have preseason with us either. You need to actually take that into account. So I don't buy the theory, because the only way he can get to be seasoned in the Premier League is by giving him minutes. No player is going to get the experience of how to play in the league if he's just watching on the bench. That makes no sense. So it's time for that to happen. I'm not going to say I hope he gets a yellow card, because if he gets a yellow card, you may never know. He could get sent off in that match. So because I don't trust Sanchez with this decision making. So I wouldn't say that. But we definitely need to see a change in that between those 6, because he's not keeping the goal safe. He's making it unsafe for his teammates as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ty. And also, the penalty that Leicester City scored. Oh man, Sanchez, come on.
No, he was like, what the heck? He's like, oops. He's like, I forgot I'm supposed to make a save. He was like, should I make a save? And then he's like, oh yeah, I need to make a save. Let me just try it. And he's like, I don't know what kind of stop that was too. He just extended his hand like he was saying hi, or I don't know. I don't know what he was doing, man. It was poor.
Yeah, his foot buckled under him because he couldn't get quick enough because he's too tall. So his foot buckled, unfortunately. But that's again what I was saying. His reactions, his like reflexes, and his his quick thinking is not there. Simple as that.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for coming for 2 hours. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Dante, Myra, Ty. We had Coachella on the panel, and also we had Foyle on the chat. We have Tim, the new guy, and we had Lord. So, guys, thank you for coming. Hopefully, we're going to have another stream, maybe Wednesday before the game on Thursday. I'll let you know. So, before that, let me read this comment. It says, I pray Sanchez is dropped. Maresca should drop Sanchez at this point. I agree with you 100%. So hopefully EnzoMaresca did the right thing. But we always know that the coach sometimes doesn't have a lot of say. If so, we need to side that guy, Ben Robbins. We hired Ben Robbins of Leicester City, the one who recommended Sanchez. So in that case, we have to fire him and Sanchez. Why not?
But what
He's
about
that guy
that?
changed
We
his
have
role
goalkeepers
anyway.
though. We have 8
He's got a
goalkeepers.
different role now anyway. So
I have so many goalkeepers, bro. It's
We have 8
becoming like a first
goalkeepers.
team, bro. Yeah, it's becoming a
Selena,
first team.
don't forget Selena. We have Selena. We have Max
Gaga
Penders
Selena.
gonna come in. Petrovic, Jurgensen. There's so many. I feel like there's other goalkeepers I'm not even remember. Well, Kepa is definitely gonna leave, but he's still on our book still, so we need to get him out too. So people tend to
I know
forget.
people want Petrovic back, but I don't see that happening under Maresca, to be honest. It's not his style of keeper. I don't see it happening. Yeah, in my opinion, unless he drastically improves his passing and ball ability with the ball. I don't see it happening, to be honest. That's the reason why he went out in the first place. Otherwise, he would have stayed. Maresca would have said, "Yeah, no, he's not going anywhere. He's staying." So that's the reason he went out. I know people don't agree. A lot of people saying no, keepers. It's about shot stopping. Yeah, it's more what Maresca wants. It's important more. The other stuff is more important. So yeah, unfortunately, Petrovic, I don't see him playing that way. He might get better. Hopefully, Tobago's watched a lot of Strasbourg this season. Has he improved that quite a lot? From what you're seeing, Tobago?
Nah. It's
Nah.
still not that good. But in terms of doing his job as saving shots, he's so good. But in terms of passing, he's still not that good. So
Yeah, and
I
he's only got
understand.
one foot as well. From what I remember, he can't pass with his left at all, only with his right, and that's what Sanchez has. He's a left foot, but he can play with his right foot, not bad. But that's where Jorgensen's a step ahead. Both feet are really equally as good. So, yeah, that's the reason Petrovic won't be coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
100%. So guys, thank you so much. I have to bounce now. So we're going to do another stream, maybe Wednesday. If not, I'll be doing the watch along on Thursday. So up the channels, guys. See you soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay, guys.
Crazy.
Okay, Ty, go ahead.
No. I was saying way it means bye.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay, cheers, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers.